Now we'll move on to the concept of Guru in Tiruppaavai by Srimati Amara Sarada Deepthi. She is the director, Edu Act Innovation Labs, and she is the co-author and content strategist for Tavasmi, Manasvi, and Tapasvi organizations. I will give an introduction to Amara Sharada Deepthi Garu. She is the co-author of Tavasmi, passionately advocates for the holistic nourishment of children, emphasizing the importance of psychological as well as physiological well-being. Through her dedicated efforts alongside the author, Tavasmi was meticulously crafted into a masterpiece characterized by its structure, elegance, and reliability.
Okay,
Serving as both
thank you.
co-author and content strategist of Tavasmi, she brings a wealth of expertise in Ramayana, enriching the text with profound insights. Continuing this noble journey, our team has introduced two exceptional publications: Manasvi, The Art of Mind Management through Sundarakanda, and Tapasvi, Amazing Choices of Life. These works delve deep into the essence of Ramayana, offering practical wisdom and invaluable life skills to readers of all ages. She epitomizes the notion of I am possible, having secured admission to one of the country's premier institutes, BITS Pilani, despite hailing from a government school background. Opting to prioritize her family over a lucrative VLSI career, she transitioned from a passionate homemaker in the Netherlands to a revered figure in the domain of personality development, mentoring aspirants of all ages worldwide. Her unwavering aspiration to nurture children into patriotic leaders is the driving force behind her life's work, a testament to her dedication and conviction. Sharda ji, please take over.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for the introduction. Namaskaram to everyone. I'm going to start now. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Om Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha Kasyapanvaya Sanjatam Narayana Padasritam Srimannarayanam Vande Yati Swarasriyajusham. Om Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Today we'll be talking about the important attributes of an Aachaarya and the transformation an Aachaarya brings in his disciples or in us through the lens of Tiruppaavai. So what is this Tiruppaavai? Let us just discuss a brief about Tiruppaavai. Tiruppaavai. Tiru means good, Pavai means Vratam. The great Alvar, Andal, has given 30 folk songs, easily sung songs, which are known as Pasurams, out of pure love and devotion towards Lord or Bhagavan. As an outpour of love, she sang 30 beautiful folk songs, which are called Pasurams. And this 30 folk songs contain this Tiruppaavai. So in this Vratam, the good Vratam contains mainly these 30 songs, 30 folk songs. So these are not like Carnatic music or anything where you don't have to sing according to the tune, Shruti, all that. No, in whichever tune we like, we can just sing them and enjoy these songs. And these are nothing but the out of pure love and devotion from this great Alvar called Andal. As you all know, there are 12 Alvas. In that, there is only one lady. She is none other than our Andal, our Goda Devi. Then what is the greatness of this Tiruppaavai is, it is called Vedamanai Tukkum Vittagum. Means for Vedams, this is the Vittu. Vittu means seed. If we consider the enormous Vedas as a tree with so many branches, then we can consider Tiruppaavai as a seed of those Vedas. So it contains all the information that is present in the entire trees in that seed itself. So the entire essence of Vedas are contained in Tiruppaavai. But the beauty of Tiruppaavai is it is an esoteric compilation. Means it superficially there is a beautiful story that goes on, but it has in-depth meanings of Vedic summary. So entire Vedas, what they are trying to tell, the quintessence of those Vedas are given for easily understandable format. Even a common man can easily understand, appreciate, cherish, imbibe and follow the quintessence of Vedas by just understanding only these 30 songs. So Goda, the great teacher, made it possible to easily understand the essence of Vedas just with 30 folk songs. So the entire compilation goes as a story, but there is an in-depth meaning for each pasara. So let us just briefly discuss what the story is about. Krishna, as you all know, he is always very fond of gopikas. So Krishna always used to play with these gopikas and they always used to have good pastimes. But these elders were not happy with it. Why these gopikas are always with Krishna? It is not good. Let us separate them. So what they have done is they have separated Krishna with these gopikas. Then as a result, there is a drought in Nanda Gokula. What else can be a bigger drought when the soul gets separated from the Paramatma? So here Paramatma Krishna got separated with the souls, Gopikas. That is why there is drought in Nanda Gokula. So to get rid of that drought, these elders have approached Nanda Gopa, who is the father of Krishna, for a remedy. Then Nanda Gopa directed all these people to Krishna. So Krishna wanted to have these girls with him and he wants to play with those girls. So those gopikas. So he suggested the elders that, okay, so you bring all those gopikas to me, then I will teach them a vratam. Once they do this vratam, definitely there will be rains and this land will flourish. This drought will go. Then all the elders were very happy and they have given all the gopikas to Krishna to take care of them. Then Krishna says, hey Gopikas, good that we have all met, but if we meet for so long, again these elders might separate us. So do one thing, tomorrow morning we will do this vratam. So tonight you just go take rest. Early morning, all of you come together. I will teach you the vratam. You can do this vratam and definitely rains will come and this place will flourish. This is what Krishna said. So all the Gopikas were in ecstasy in meeting Krishna. They were very happy. And Goda here is leading these Gopikas here. So she is assuming that she is there as one of the Gopikas and thinking that she is leading all those Gopikas to the vratam. In all those Gopikas, only 10 Gopikas did not turn up early morning. Because Krishna asked them to come, everybody started around morning 3 o'clock time because they are eagerly waiting to meet Krishna. So they started and they're just checking who are missing and all that. So there are 10 Gopikas which went missing. But Krishna said, all of you come together. So we should not miss even a single Gopika. This is what Andal is thinking, and she wants to wake up those 10 Gopikas and take them to the vratam and finish off this vratam. So Tiruppaavai is all about waking up those Gopikas and finishing the vratam and get rains for the local people. This is the story that goes on superficially. But there are in-depth meanings in each of the pasuram. Yes, sir.
There is a question by one Ashok ji.
Yes.
He wants to know what is Tiruppaavai. Ashok ji, Pava means vratam. She is talking about that vratam. Nomu. Tiru is like Shri. So Tiruppaava means that auspicious vratam. Auspicious Nomu.
Yes.
Okay, please continue. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So Tiru means good, auspicious, anything you can take. Pavai means vratam. So good vratam or auspicious vratam, which can bestow us anything that we like. So Tiruppaavai is that. So as we have discussed the story, what has gone, now these Gopikas led by Goda or Andal are waking up these 10 Gopikas and finishing the vratam is the story that goes superficially. And why Amma or the Goda is taking the lead here? Because if you see, Krishna and Gopikas are separated and now they are getting connected again. Similarly, in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Purushakaram is the most important one. The souls are there and the Paramatma is there, but there should be a mediator which can connect the souls with the Paramatma. This is done by Purushakarini or Purushakaram, which is none other than our universal mother, Sri Mahalakshmi. She is also called as Ghataka, Prapaka, Purushakara. What she does is, she turns the souls towards the Paramatma and the Paramatma towards the souls. So she makes the Bhagavan as Purusha. So she makes the souls turn towards him and this Paramatma turn towards the souls and joins them. That's why she is called Purushakaram or Purushakarini. And as Acharyas are the lineage of Sri Mahalakshmi herself. So this lineage of Acharyas turn the souls towards the Paramatma. Now let us go into the Tiruppaavai. How many pasarams are there? In those pasarams, what are the attributes of Acharya that we can go? So there are total 30 pasarams. First 5 pasarams tell mostly about the vratam. In the sense, first pasaram tells what is the goal. Second one, what are the do's and don'ts to doing while doing that vratam. And the third one tells what are the benefits that we or the society is going to get because of doing that vratam. Fourth one, what is the process that has to be followed? And fifth one, what are the challenges and how can we overcome while doing this vratam? So details about the vratam is mentioned in first to 5 pasarams. 6th to 15th pasaram mainly focuses on waking up those gopikas. So mainly we will be focusing on these 6th to 15th pasarams where Goda is waking up those gopikas, which are none other than the Acharyas. So all the qualities of Acharya or the attributes of Acharya mainly focused in this 6th to 15th pasaram. And 16th to 20th pasaram, once they wake up those gopikas, they all go together to Krishna. And finally, after finishing the vratam, what is the benefit or ecstasy they are enjoying is mentioned in 21 to 30 pasarams. So this is how the structure of Tiruppaavai goes. Our focus is not the entire 30 pasarams because due to paucity of time, we might not be able to focus on all the 30 pasarams, but they have great in-depth meanings in various ways. In whichever the angle we look at, whether it's administration perspective, spiritual perspective, or teacher perspective, anything, it gives great details. But our focus is mainly on the Acharya perspective. So we will be focusing on the pasarams 6 to 15, where Goda is waking up those 10 gopikas. And even in those 6 to 15 pasarams also, I'll not be chanting the entire pasaram because that will take time. So we'll be focusing only on those phrases which highlight the attributes of Acharya. So out of 30 pasarams, our main focus is only 6 to 15. And here Goda is waking up those 10 gopikas which are in deep slumber. The mentioning of deep slumber signifies that these people are Muni Pungavam. They're absorbed in their activities. So this is the not the normal sleep which Goda is mentioning. They are completely absorbed in the Bhagavan Kalyana Gunas. They don't want to come out of that. So they don't want to focus on unnecessary things. They're completely absorbed in what they are doing. So they are called as Muni Pungavam. Muni means who practice silence. Maunam does not mean just being silent and not talk. Maunam also mentions that focusing on the necessary things and being away from unnecessary things is also called as Maunam. And these gopikas are observing this being Muni Pungavam, being absorbed. So the first attribute of an Acharya has to be focused in the activities that he or she is doing. So first attribute is Muni Pungavam. Next, when we go into these gopikas, we are continuously waking them up, right? As Goda is waking them up. In the 6th Pasuram, to wake up the gopika, Goda uses some indications around nature. So she says, "Hey Gopika, why don't you wake up?" Then the Gopika inside says, "It's still night. It's not dawn. So let me, have good sleep." Then Goda says, "Pullum silumbinagan." Have you not heard the birds chirping? Here, Goda specifically mentions Pullum, the birds. There are other details in this pasuram, but we'll be focusing only on Pullum phrase. She mentioned birds chirping. Birds chirping morning time wakes us up. The internal meaning is the words of Aachaarya also wake us up from ignorance to knowledge. So Aachaarya is compared with a bird. As bird wakes us up in the early morning, Aachaarya also takes us from ignorance to knowledge. And bird has 2 wings, which makes it fly in the sky with ease. Similarly, Aachaarya also has 2 wings. One wing is called knowledge and the other wing is called practice. And both go with synchronization. We might have some knowledge, but knowledge does not go with, along with practice. Like we learn something good, but we try to do something not conventional, whatever we have learned. But Acharyas always have that knowledge and practice synchronized. They go together always. As the bird flies so easily in the sky, Akash. So where this bird is flying is in Akash. Akash. A means everywhere. Kash means pervasive. So all pervasive or omniscient, everywhere present, omnipotent God. As bird flies in Anantakash, Acharya also conducts himself in this universe, this world only, but he'll be able to see or perceive the divine nature in each and every being and serves each and every being as he is serving to the Lord. So he serves every being on this earth as he is doing service to the Lord with utmost sincerity, dedication. So looking at his service aspect, we can understand that his knowledge has ripened into practice, and that practice is none other than the service. So an Acharya should have knowledge plus practice like the bird. That's why Goda mentioned birds in this first pasuram while waking up the Gopika. That is the 6th pasuram of the first Gopika. In the 7th pasuram, she gives another indication of nature. So first Gopika got up and joined with Goda. Now they are going to the second Gopika. Here Goda mentions Aanaichatan kalandu pesina pecharavam kettilayo. Hey Gopika, why don't you wake up? The Aanaichatan birds are talking. Earlier she said chirping birds. Now Aanaichatan birds are talking. Aanaichatan means, if we translate, this is nothing but the word Bharadwaja. So she especially mentioning the sage Bharadwaja here. The greatness of sage Bharadwaja is, even though he learned throughout his life, all through 100 years, he was never satisfied of his learnings. He wanted to learn even more, even more, even more. So he did great penance for Brahma and asked for 100 more years. He learned again. Again, he was not satisfied. He was asking for 100 more years. So his thirst or his quest for learning never stopped. So this is the attribute of an Acharya, Swadhyaya, a continuous learner should be the first, another attribute of Acharya. And whatever he is learning, continuously learning, that should come into practice. Acharana. And it should not end there. It should be passed on to the legacy of disciples. So pravachana, good communication skills he should be having, such that the lineage continues. The knowledge does not stop there and it continues to the next disciples. So Bharadwaja is known for Swadhyaya, Acharana and Pravachana. So these are the attributes of Acharya. And she also mentions this Gopika that, hey, get up. Ho Nayagappan Pillai. She's calling her a leader. Hey, you are the leader. You leader should, lead from the front, not sleep like that. And you have a great Tejas, my dear. Tesamudayai. Oh, brilliant one. Please come out. So, Nayagappan Pillai, Tesamudayai, leader and brilliance. Why should an Aachaarya be a leader? The leader is the one who serves people and not rules people. This is boss versus leader, right? Boss is the one who, exercises his command or authority on people rather than serving. But leader is the one who serves people and he leads people by being an example. So his acharana becomes a role model for others. And they want to follow him. Hey, he is my role model. I want to follow him. So leader has one quality in serving his people or protecting his people is Ishta Prapanam and Anishta Nivaranam. Aachaarya also does the same thing. Ishta Prapanam, whatever is good, whatever gives them the higher benefits in life, he will be giving that knowledge to the disciple. Whichever pulls them into sorrows, he will take it away from them. So Ishtam, which makes them, grow in their life, he will focus, and the sorrows are removed. And by doing that, always this leader makes the disciples independent. Now, lifelong, they should not become dependent on the leader or the Aachaarya for every small thing. They have to become independent. So an Aachaarya should also be a leader and make his disciples independent. And he should have a great Tejas. Tejas here, the Goda is mentioning that when Aachaarya is having his disciples, when disciples are doing something wrong, he should exercise his authority and mend their ways. So he should be focusing on hitam, what is good for the disciples. While taking care of them, he should be more compassionate, more inviting, more pleasing to the people like the moon. So hitam and priyam, both should be balanced while taking care of his disciples. Hitam is what is good, priyam is what we like. Both need not be the same, and both might contradict each other also. So when there is a contradiction, always hitam, whatever is good, should take priority compared to whatever is liked, because that is what makes us progress in life. So he should be inviting for the students, as well as he should be transforming also the students, like the sun and the moon. And in the next pasara, she also mentions, now the birds chirping is done. Anaichatan kalandu pesina pecharavam, like Bharadwaja birds talking is done. Now she is telling another indication of the nature that, hey, Gopika, get up. All the buffaloes are going for morning snack. They will go, have their little grass or something, and then come back, give milk to its calf, then again go for their morning breakfast. So we have seen them going for the earlier snack before the breakfast that they do. So that is a sign of early morning. Why don't you wake up? Then Goda says, the inner Gopika says, hey, you might have mistaken them for, the clouds. Clouds are also like almost dark black, right? So you would have mistaken. Then Goda is saying, no, they are buffaloes, Erumai. Why Erumai here? Erumai is also buffalo is also compared with Aachaarya. What quality of buffalo is taken for Aachaarya is Vatsalyam here. As you all know, cow is known for its Vatsalyam. Cow, when it gives birth to the calf will be, immersed in that dirt, mavi we call it, right? So, but still, out of pure love towards his calf, the cow licks the dirt of the calf with its tongue and cleans it out of its affection towards the calf. Even humans, we ask our kids when they are born, we ask the nurse to clean it up and give the kids so that we can enjoy their company. But cow is not like that. It shows enormous affection towards its calf and it cleans the dirt with its tongue. Such kind of vatsalyam is there for cow on the calf. Even cow can be having such an affection, can live without its calf. In the sense, if the calf dies, still cow can survive and give its milk. But buffalo is having even more affection compared to cow, that the moment the calf dies, buffalo cannot live. It immediately dies. So that's why the person who wants to take milk from this buffalo, if they come to know that by unforeseen reasons, if the calf died, they make the effigy or the doll look like structure like the calf, and they keep it in front of the buffalo, so that just to give it a feeling that it is alive, and then take milk. Because the moment buffalo comes to know that its baby is no more, it leaves its life. That is the kind of vatsalyam this Erumai has. So, Aachaarya also should be showering that vatsalyam on the disciples. They will have enormous vatsalyam, because a mother taking care of the kid or a father taking care of the kid is natural, because it is blood relation, it automatically flows. But an Aachaarya taking care of the disciple and bestowing all the knowledge that he has acquired all through hardships and giving it so easily for the students or disciples is not an easy job. Unless the Aachaarya has enormous vatsalyam, he can't give so easily whatever he has acquired. So this is one of the attribute of Aachaarya. In these 6, 7, 8 pasurams, not only the Aachaarya, she also teaches us the learning process as well. In the 6th pasuram, birds chirping. 7th pasuram, birds talking. 8th pasuram, the Erumai are going for a snack and then coming back. This is also similar to our learning process. When we first time listen, it is like chirping. We don't understand much. But still, when you read and repeat, what happens is slowly it makes sense. So that's why talking of Ane Chatan birds. Then you start contemplating. Slowly you practice. But when you practice, we fall down. As these Erumai are going for early snack and they gain proper breakfast. So similarly, our practice also, we fall down, again come back and slowly own it and make sure it becomes our very nature. So listen, contemplate, practice, and slowly we own it. This is the learning process of the disciple as well, is mentioned in the same pasuras if you interpret in a different way. And in the next pasurams like 9, 10, 11, 12, also explains the learning process, the stages of the disciples while learning this knowledge from Aachaarya is mentioned. Like there are 3 stages: Chanchala state, Nischala state, and Achala state. Chanchala state is like the flowing water. Nischala state is like the water contained in a glass. Achala state is like ice. When we are practicing something, we go like maybe it is not required. Should we practice it? All this, the mind keeps wandering and wavering. This is called fickle-mindedness. Once we start practicing, but until there is a disruption that comes, as the glass of water looks still, the moment we try to disturb it, it gets disturbed. Similarly, in the practicing phase, even though we are practicing, if somebody comes and says it's not so required, we feel like giving it up. But slowly, if we continue to practice, we go into a state where it is called Achala state, like the ice. Whatever we do, it does not lose its state. So Achala state is like that steadfastness. Even though somebody gives 100 reasons why not to do, we will give 1,000 reasons why to do it. So this is the Achala state. So in learning process, we cross these states from Chanchala to Nischala and Achala and become steadfast. This is what mentioned in 9th, 10th to 11th and 12th pasurams. Now we'll go into the 13th pasuram. 13th pasuram, when she mentions, Goda calls the inner Gopika, she calls her, hey, Podari Kanninai, get up. What does it mean by Podari Kanninai is, she's comparing her to honeybee and also a deer. As honeybee collects the nectar from different flowers and collects all that honey, it does not drink even a single drop of honey, but it gives to the society. Similarly, an Aachaarya goes to different granthas or different vyakhyanas of the Vedas and collects the nectar, collects the essence or the summary, and makes it like honey, which makes the disciple enjoy it. So he makes the summary so enjoyable and gives it to the disciples so that they enjoy that quintessence of these Vedas or the Vyakaranas or the various granthas that were available. And they're also very alert like deer, as deer is always apramattaha, we say. It is alert. The Aachaarya is also alert from the worldly pleasures. Like anything should not disturb him from what he is focusing on. So he's always alert of the around disturbing things, so that he always protects his disciples and his knowledge, being always alert. So an Aachaarya is like a honeybee as well as deer also. And she also mentions that the honeybee is taking the nectar from a lotus. Podari Kannina is from the lotus. Why only lotus? Lotus signifies the Bhagavan's pada or Bhagavan's feet are like lotus. Bhagavan's eyes are like lotus. Bhagavan's hands are like lotus. So all these lotus flowers, this honeybee is taking the nectar. Similarly, a Aachaarya enjoys the company of the Lord, Kalyana gunas of the Lord, and he loses himself. He or she loses himself in the Bhagavan's Kalyana gunas. He enjoys, he keeps enjoying, like the honeybee enjoys taking nectar from the lotus. And he will also be alert in saving the Lord, saving the Bhagavan. He wants to enjoy, he wants to protect the Bhagavan from all other negative influences. In love stage, we feel like protecting the Lord. We feel he is our small Krishna. We have to protect him. So similarly, the Aachaarya also in that love stage where they want to protect the Lord from all other things. And so this is how the Acharya's attribute is mentioned in the previous pasara. Now we are going to the next pasara. In this pasara, when Goda is waking up this girl, this Gopika, she says, hey, Sengal, hey, why don't you wake up? There are people who are sannyasis. We are saying sages, sannyasis, right? Who are the ascetic people. They are going to their temples, wearing saffron clothes, having clean teeth, and carrying the keys with them so that they can open their temples. Especially mentioning the color of the cloth, the teeth color, white color, and what they are doing are mentioned. Saffron signifies viraga. Raga means affinity. Viraga means not having affinity. So an Acharya should have an affinity towards his subject or the Bhagavan, and should have viraga from all the worldly pleasures, materialistic pleasures. So viraga should be his attribute. And he should have clean teeth, means not brushing with Colgate. It means that he should have good input as well as good output. So good input means he should take sattvic food, which should not make him aggressive or lethargic. He should be always pleasant to the people and work for the benefit of the people. So sattvic input and sattvic output. Whenever he speaks, it should be a contentful talk, which is doing good to the people. So contentful talk should come out of his mouth. So sattvic input and output. As the sannyasis are opening the devalaya or the temple's doors, the Acharya opens the temple that is present in each one of us. We have closed the doors. The God is residing in us, but we have closed the doors. Acharya comes and with his Gnana Mudra, he will be opening the key that is present inside us, and he opens, and we'll be able to realize the Bhagavan in us and enjoy his service and company. So not having focus on the worldly pleasures, and having good input and output, and opening the doors of the disciples and making them enjoy the company of the Lord are also the attributes of Acharya. And she also calls here the lady as, hey Nangai, what are you doing? Nangai, come out. Nangai, Nanadai, Naudayai. Nangai means being satisfied. So whatever the job they are doing, they're always satisfied with what they have and never having greedy for other things is the prime. One more attribute of Aachaarya. Nanadai. They never feel shy to talk about Bhagavan or his qualities. Some people might feel that, okay, nobody is talking about Bhagavan and they are talking about movies, sports star, actors, all that. Maybe I should not be talking about Bhagavan. But Acharya never feels shy to talk about Bhagavan. He feels heartfully he talks about the Lord or the Bhagavan and his Kalyana Gunas. And while he speaks also, Navudaya, you feel like listening. Hey, speak some more, listen. We feel like listening. That is how they speak. Not having greedy, not feeling shy, and talking contentfully, pleasing words are also the another attributes of Acharya. And when we go to the next Pasuram, Agoda calls the next Gopika as Elle, Ilankiliye, oh parrot, come out. So she is calling the Gopika, inner Gopika as parrot. Why only parrot? Parrot has three significances here. It talks only what has been taught to it. So it does not have something like, I have this opinion, I know this. It does not understand that. It has red beak and green color body. As the parrot talks only what has been taught, Acharya also takes the shastram as pramanam and talks only whatever is mentioned in the shastram and never talks against shastram. Tasmat shastram pramanante. So he takes shastram as the ultimate. And red signifies love. So as parrot has red beak, Acharya when he talks, the love you can observe in the way he talks. Out of enormous love, he talks. And green color body signifies the way we conduct ourselves. That helps us do the regular activities, right? So Acharya, when he conducts himself, he makes the people around us prosper in their lives. As green is the symbolism for prosperity, his actions make others prosper in their lives. So this is the significance of parrot being red beak, green color. Now, if you want to summarize, we have just taken the 6 to 15 pasrams and only few phrases. But if we just delve into Tiruppaavai and focus more on 30 pasrams in more depth, we will get even more insights of Acharya attributes. But just to summarize, the main attributes of the Acharya is, the first thing is Acharana. From Acharana, only the word Acharya has come in. So knowledge along with practice. And the way they deal with life. There is a grace in the way they deal with life. That is what they will teach to the disciples as well. So the grace with which you deal the challenges is being taught to the disciples. And also, there are always some shortcomings in each one of us. But an Acharya never mocks at the shortcomings or never takes the advantage of those shortcomings of the disciples, but converts each and every shortcoming into a strength or an opportunity for the disciple. So shortcomings are converted into strengths by the Acharya. And in the last Pasuram, 15th Pasuram, Goda also mentions that, hey Gopika, why don't you come and end it cold? Come and count each one of us. How many of us have come? Is anybody missing? Why did she say that? When somebody comes and counts us, we just tap on their back. So what is mean by tapping on the back is saying that you are mine. So when such an Acharya having all these great attributes feels that we are his property or we belong to him, then our life is set. And, we can happily sleep, we can happily, give the responsibility of ours to the Acharya and live peacefully and happily and enjoy a great life. So you are mine. If the teacher or the Acharya or the Guru says, you are mine, that is the ultimate. Now, let us just think, we have discussed about so many attributes of Acharya. Such attributes are there, having an Acharya having these attributes in these days. Is there anyone? Can we find these? I feel definitely yes. And we should be having that courage to approach such acharyas and get that knowledge and get the great strength. And Academy is doing that great job of connecting these disciples with these great acharyas. So congratulations for Indic Academy for doing such a great job. So I wish and pray that Indic Academy to continue to do that, and we also should be having such an acharya in our life, and God should give us the strength to do good service to such acharya and give all our responsibility to such acharya. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Any doubts? I mean, any discussion points or questions, we can take it up.
Thank you very much, Sarada Garu. We had a very wonderful talk on a very rare topic, Tiruppaavai, and topic of Guru in Tiruppaavai is not a regular topic, not a generally imaginable topic. So it's a very innovative way of thinking about the mystic meanings in Tiruppaavai. So wonderful, thank you. And I see no questions in the question and answer box.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much.